Hello children, how are you all? Hope you are all doing well, fine and safe at home. Today I am going to discuss activity 6.1. This is the activity to show that chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. We will discuss this experiment step by step. Before we start with the experiment, we need to know what are variegated leaves because we are performing this experiment with the help of variegated leaves. So variegated leaves are the leaves which are partly green and partly white. For example, croton, money plant. You must have seen money plant at your home. So what is the first step? Take a potted plant with variegated leaves, for example, money plant. The green part of the plant is green due to the presence of chlorophyll, and this part can perform photosynthesis. But the non-green part, which is devoid of chlorophyll, this part may be yellow or white, will not perform photosynthesis. Now step 2, keep the plant in dark room for 3 days so that all the starch gets used up. Why we are placing the plant in the dark room? We know that in dark room there will be no photosynthesis in absence of light. Hence no starch will form. Now step 3. Now keep the plant in sunlight for 6 hours to allow photosynthesis to occur. Carbohydrate will be formed due to photosynthesis in the green parts of the leaves only. Now step 4. Pluck a leaf from the plant, mark the green areas in it and trace them on a sheet of paper. Why we are marking the green areas and tracing it on a sheet of paper? The green areas are marked so that it will help us to see the results after iodine test. Because we know that starch with iodine gives blue-black color. So now step 5. Dip the leaf in boiling water for few minutes. After this, immerse it in a beaker containing alcohol. Carefully place the above beaker in water bath and heat till the alcohol begins to boil. Why we are immersing and boiling the leaf in water and keeping the leaf in alcohol? The leaf is immersed in boiling water and in alcohol to decolorize the green color. That means the pigment chlorophyll is dissolved in boiling water and alcohol, and the leaf will take up the blue-black color after the iodine test. Now step 6. Now dip the leaf in dilute solution of iodine for few minutes. Take out the leaf and rinse off the iodine solution. Observe the color of the leaf and compare this with the tracing of the leaf done in the beginning. What can you conclude about the presence of starch in various areas of leaf? So, the observations which we will see, the green part of the variegated leaf contain chlorophyll. So, this part could manufacture starch, and in presence of iodine, it gave the blue-black color. This color indicates the presence of starch. But the other part is not blue-black. So this activity clearly demonstrates that chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. Now let us study the structure of stomata and how plants obtains carbon dioxide. You know that carbon dioxide is taken up by the plants and they will release oxygen. It can also be shown by an activity. So what are stomata? Stomata are tiny pores found underneath the surface of the leaf. The stomata contain kidney-shaped 2 guard cells. The cells surrounding the guard cells are called epidermal cells. These guard cells contain chloroplast within them. The stomatal pore is surrounded by 2 guard cells. We know that stomatal pore can open and close. When the guard cell is turgid, that means it is full of water, the stomatal pore will open. And when the guard cells will lose water, they will shrink, causing the stomatal pore to close. And what are the functions of stomata? Massive gaseous exchange takes place through the stomatal pore. Another function of stomata is transpiration. Here in the picture we can see both open and closed stomatal pore. Now let us discuss the activity 6.2. This experiment is to show carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. So in this experiment we have taken 2 healthy potted plants, similar in size. These potted plants are kept in dark room for 3 days. These potted plants are kept in dark room so that no new starch can be formed in the absence of sunlight, and the starch which was already there will be used up. Now we have placed each plant on separate glass plates, and a watch glass containing potassium hydroxide is kept near the plant which is shown in figure A. Why we have placed potassium hydroxide in the first case? Because potassium hydroxide will absorb carbon dioxide and it will form potassium carbonate, K2CO3. We have covered both the plants with separate bale jars, and the bottom of the jar is sealed by Vaseline. So now we have made airtight setup for both the case. After that, we keep the plants in sunlight for about 2 hours. Now we pluck a leaf from each plant and do the iodine test to check the presence of starch. What can we observe? Firstly, we will observe that the leaf from the first plant, that means where potassium hydroxide was there. Potassium hydroxide has absorbed all the carbon dioxide and photosynthesis could not happen. But in the second case, what we can observe? In the second case, the leaf without potassium hydroxide has turned blue because here potassium hydroxide was not there. So what inference we can draw from this experiment? This experiment shows that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Hope this video will be helpful for you to understand both the experiment. Read the experiments nicely. Thank you.